Hi guys, my name is Brian Sicola and I'm going to talk to you about my Papaloo. My Papaloo, my dad's father, was and always will be one of the most important and greatest persons in my life. He taught me so many valuable life lessons. Among these are putting others before yourself, the fact that age is just a number, and having a strong will to live. First, I'm going to talk about his strong will to live. My Papaloo was someone who always lived with the utmost strength and had a fierce will to live. He was born in 1920 and lived to the age of 96. He served in World War II as a soldier. I was a great soldier, my Papaloo always said. He was never the boasting or bragging type, so anytime he told us this, we knew it was nothing but the truth. He also had many medals to uh, prove this. He got shot in chest in battle as he spent his time in Italy and North Africa, where in Italy he was part of one of the most important battles in World War II, the invasion of Sicily. But yeah, he was shot in chest in battle, which won him the Purple Heart. And another instance where he dragged a wounded fellow soldier to safety at great lengths, that won him the Bronze Star Medal. So he was a very decorated soldier, which proved how he had a great will to live and a lot of strength. Later on in his life, around 15 years ago, he suffered from a very serious condition that required an operation to be done in his heart. This condition was called an aortic aneurysm. Between the operation and the side effects post-operation, he spent a very long time in the hospital and even a longer time just sitting in bed at home after the hospital to fully recover. But because he has this strong will to live and so much strength, he was able to recover and recuperate 100% and lived a great, the rest 12 years, 15 years of his life. Along with this strong will to live, my Papaloo taught me that age is just a number. Age was something that never got in my Papaloo's way or let it change who he was. Up until just about the very end, he was always able to get around on his 2 feet and never needed a wheelchair. The only forms of mobile assistance he actually ever needed was a scooter and a walker, and that was until he was well into his 90s, and even then he only needed them on a limited basis. His humor was something that also was never affected by his age. He always had a great sense of humor, always was the comedian type, and unlike so many other people who see that part of them just disappear over time, it seemed that it only got his sense of humor only strengthened over time and while he grew up. He also had an amazing love and enjoyment for food, both cooking it and eating it. And that was something also that never left him with age. He grew up in a big Italian family that knew good food and knew how to cook good food. He never settled for any of that boring, low-quality food and always made sure that the most fresh and top-of-the-line food was being served at the table. He always assumed head cooking duties, whether he was 70, 80, or 90. He always, once dinner was set to be made, he always made sure he was at the head of it all. And he did not disappoint when he did. He made great sausage and peppers. He made great chicken wings and his other delicacies. The third valuable life lesson he taught me was putting others before yourself. This all started, I think, from when he served in World War II, when he put a whole country by himself. And this flag was presented to my dad at his funeral as he was given full military honors, as they do for all soldiers once they pass away. And then once he grew up into his role as a grandpa, he realized he had a great life and had a lot of joy and wanted to share this with his friends and family. He, and this included always packing his house with all sorts of goodies, not necessarily for his amusement, but for all his grandkids and everyone else's amusement. And when he moved down to Florida, he always treated us, helping us getting down financially for those trips, and always treated us to great meals like surf and turf and top of the line Italian food and many other things, and always would ask how we're doing. How we're doing. That was one thing he'd always ask if we're having fun. In conclusion, my grandpa was a great person. Taught me so many valuable life lessons that I hope to live on, and I'll miss him a lot. Thank you.
Okay. That was John, his brother, recording it, and there is my mom, part of the audience, and the presentation, Brian.